Battle of the Challenges podcast with Vincent Cloud. And this is All Stars episode 7, Save the Palace. I just gotta say this right before we start. I didn't care for this episode. It was such a downer, man. Like the I can't really defend the mission and the I mean we don't have an elimination. And Kahada's gone because the challenge decided to make it a partners theme, And in a world full of injuries and possibly getting infected with COVID or whatever, you could lose a person, you could lose a cast member just because that person has to leave now. Why would we have a Rivals sequel anytime soon? Why would we have an X's? It's better to have a mix of, maybe you'll have partners, but you can easily get replaced and taken care of, get a new partner through eliminations or whatever, But to have a partner theme all of a sudden is really bad, and it sucks that we lose Kahada because of that. I am totally fine with that being the entire recap of this episode because, I don't know. We'll try and milk something out of this. The Three Kings celebrate. It's not just the Three Kings. It's like Melinda and Jasmine because the new partner thing. But apparently it's just too loud, too damn loud. And we've seen this before, them celebrating, but I say don't get bothered by it. It's not fair, because it is interesting that if you win a mission and you cheer and celebrate, that is considered like, oh God, you're power hungry or power drunk or whatever, But if you survive an elimination and you celebrate a lot, that should be considered just fine enough, So I don't know. I think this whole thing, they wanted to get a broom and they're like, hey, keep it down up there and shit like that, That's, I don't know, kind of rubs me the wrong way. And the house is divided into two alliances anyways. They were going to go against them as is. Yeah. And Brad and Nehemiah, wait till I get there, I guess. But, the last time they were together on a season, they weren't in each other's alliances, that was, yeah. So I don't know all this thing about Brad's like, oh gosh, apparently my best friend here, stuff like that. I'm like, since when best friend? Come on. I think they're good friends. I do like the talk that they have with each other and stuff. Oh man, this is all over the place. Don't want to follow the linear way of doing things. So, Three Kings celebrate. Let's get into the mission, which is steer clear, and this is where you're on the truck, and there's, or no, it's a monster truck. But to be honest, you could have done it on anything. It's fine. I don't want to poo it all, but the cars, you have your partner strapped up, and they have to grab the flags off of the cars that are driving by and stuff like that. While you or your partner moves the crane. The only thing about this is that I always feel that it's weird that, you're dealing with how many drivers, how many cars, how many different things, Do they drive? Do they all have have it all synced up? Do they drive in the same patterns for everybody at the same speed at the, how precise can they get all the time, you hire professional drivers, and maybe they're like, oh, we made Mad Max Fury Road, like a lot of us drivers, we were on set and shit like that. So that'd be cool, but it's like I don't know. I just feel like it's never going to be completely fair for everybody when they're trying to grab the flags and shit like that. I was wondering, did it matter? Because there was like three different colors of flags. So I was wondering, did it matter? Like, 1 point, 2 point, 3 point, that sort of thing. And apparently not. It didn't matter at all. But I do say, why? Were there three different colors? I don't know. I don't know. I didn't really care for this mission at all. Brad and Jody won. Latarian and Jasmine lose. Jasmine, this is your second loss in a row. This stings, man. But since Jasmine, they have the life shield, so they're safe. Instead, who's going in again? I don't know. It doesn't matter. No one goes in, is what I'm saying. I just want to jump forward and be like, who cares? Fast forward and shit like that. What do I have here? Nomination. So who did get last? I forgot. Oh, Jesus Christ! Because it doesn't matter. Let's just get into a nomination where it's Nehemiah and Melinda and Kahada and Casey. This has happened a lot to Casey. Kahada was he already served his time. He already went into elimination and stuff like that. But that's supposed to be the burn vote or whatever. Nehemiah and Melinda. The bar. They go out to the bar. Nehemiah gets mad, or like when they're like celebrating or something, they're like, shh, not too loud. That's what got us into this mess and stuff like that. And the even at the bar they're divided in two. It really makes you wonder. The whole bunking scenario could totally affect the way the game will be played for you, which is bullshit. It's like, hey, I got to the bunks, I put my shit down, and all of a sudden I'm next to Ryan, and I'm like, oh, hey, Ryan, what's up? He's like, hey, how's it going? And then in comes fucking Nehemiah. And I'm like, hey, man, what's up? And he's like, hey, cool. And then in comes Tech. And then in comes, And then I'm like, wait a minute. None of the hard-hitter political masterminds, the veteran, like hardcore veterans, multi-time champions are in my room. That means I am not aligned with them, basically. Right? People don't reach out between bedrooms, really. Unless you're banging, maybe. Let's see here. Okay, so the morning after the bar scenario, because Nehemiah is like getting pissed and stuff. He's like, fuck that. And Brad is, it's so awkward. There's no one at the bar except for those, and they're in two small groups. But in the morning, Brad and Nehemiah talk. I just remember Nehemiah saying, like, hey, so I'm not going to take it personal or whatever, I think he even gives that speech at the nominations. But it's not called nominations. It's called something else. The voting? No, it's not even that. Crap. I tried to remember it this time, but whatever. But that's when he's like, I slept in, to quote a cast member and to duplicate what she just did. He's like, I slept in my jersey and stuff like that. But he even gave that speech as like, hey, I guess we were celebrating too loud, and I don't know. It didn't change anybody's minds. In fact, whatever this thing is, it's not nominations. But whatever that segment is, where they get everybody to vote between the two, has anything really changed? basically whoever goes in there, they're like, well, we're putting this in because they're not going to get the votes. Everyone's going to vote for this group. And it happens. So it's almost like kind of a waste of time, you know? So, none of that is important. You know what is important to life? God damn it. Casey discovers that she's pregnant. And, yeah. One door opens, another closes. It closes on Kahata. Yeah, everybody gets dressed up to go into elimination. And then they're like, oh, never mind, Casey's pregnant, and Kahata's like, it's not mine, I'll tell you that much. But he has to leave, and I already said, like, why have a partner theme right now, or ever, really, because now Kahata has no shot. Like, that sucks so bad, but I mean, it is cool for Casey. I'm not going to complain about it. It's a pleasant surprise, right? But that's it. No more partner seasons for a while, right? We don't need it. See, this is why I was really slow to record this episode, because I'm like, I don't know what to say. This is a boring episode and not much happens. How do you spruce that up? You don't. You just sit down and you talk for about 12 minutes and then you say goodbye. So, subscribe, comment. This was Battle of the Challenges podcast with Vincent Cloud.